All right. Hello, James family. How are you?
We're
Fine. How
great.
you doing?
How are
Doing great.
you?
Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Woo woo. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
How was your day?
It was wonderful. Just great.
Yeah, my
Okay,
day was
good.
great also. Had an opportunity to go play that last round of golf before 2021 gets here.
Wow.
2020 is gone and 2021 gets here.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah.
that was
Was it
exciting.
chilly outside?
It was a chilly this morning. Midday was pretty nice. We had a good time.
Okay, good,
And
good.
I should have
Wonderful.
been out there with him. I guess I should have been out there with him, playing around.
Okay. Uh, well, do you play?
I haven't played in years. My clubs are down there gathering dust.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe next time when it gets a little warmer for you. So
Oh yes.
well, all right. I welcome you guys to the Big Hug Conversations with the Big Hug Lady as we talk about inspiring others to seek out their purpose and um, go on a like a self-discovery journey, trying to figure out who they are, asking questions and them getting to that point of doing the daggone thing and within their purpose and then lighting it up exactly where they are. So I thank you for saying yes to joining us, and I'm looking forward to all the great and awesome things that you're doing, but I'm really looking forward to those individuals that will hear your story and become inspired and then go and seek out and do the thing that God has designed and created them for. So again, I thank you for your story.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Thank
All
you.
right. So if you would please share with our viewers who you are.
I'm Tillie James, and I am a co-owner of Tillie James Travel. We provide professional expertise to folks who want to go on some awesome, awesome, awesome trips.
Yep. And I'm Joseph James. I've been married to this wonderful lady for 43 years. So we have a lot of close time together over the years, and have really had wonderful opportunities to work together, travel together, and basically experience life together. Um, yeah, we just a pretty solid team. Tilly mentioned earlier, co-owners of Tillie James Travel, and we love providing that travel experience for people, working with people, and designing and curating events and travel experiences for them.
Awesome. That is awesome. Okay, so what you do, but can you just share, a little about your background? First of all, how did you even get interested in travel anyway?
So I retired from the federal government after working 20 years from Federal Emergency Management Agency in 2016. A year before I retired, I had a conversation with my financial advisor and had a conversation about what do you want to do during retirement. And one of the things that kept coming up was traveling.
Mm.
So when before I retired, I looked into purchasing a travel franchise and then decided I would hold off until after I retired. So in 2017, the bug hit again. And so we opened our agency, Tillie James Travel, because we wanted to provide that service of travel planning to others. We definitely believe in serving others. And we wanted them, like Joseph said, to experience some of the things that we've experienced on our travel journey over the years.
Oh,
Right, right. We I mentioned before that we've been together for a long time. Prior to my let me digress and go back to um, my adolescence years when I was before I got married, before even got out of high school. My parents helped me develop a tremendous love of sharing and giving and experiencing travel. I had a wonderful opportunity when I was young to travel across the country. When I say travel across the country, I mean we went from Virginia and took the southern route across the US, all the way to California, and visited some prominent places out there, Hertz Castle, Knott's Berry Farm, and Disney, and did all of that. And on the return trip back to Virginia, we took the northern route across the country. And we came through Yellowstone National Park, Mount Rushmore, and all the things that you read about in your history book. So that helped me develop a tremendous love of travel, and it created wonderful memories and experience. When those things happen in your younger life, they transition to adulthood. And when we got married, we made it a point to travel as much as humanly possible. The one thing that was a good thing for me, I never wanted to travel without the children. So we have conversations about that now, that we took the kids everywhere when we traveled. But at times, being an adult, you would love to travel with just your spouse and leave the kids with grandma. And but it created some wonderful memories and experiences for us. So doing all of that, it showed us how much value was in traveling the world and traveling the country and seeing the different cultures and different ethnicities and different groups of people that are out there. And it gave us so much that we somehow developed a tremendous want and desire to want to give and share that with others, help others understand how important it is to travel and get away from home.
That is beautiful. Oh my goodness. I love the journey, for both of you.
It's about
Yes, yes, that journey has taken you guys, I mean, like here to this place of luxury travel. That is really beautiful. So, Joe, I have a question for you in reference to your parents. Did they travel when they were younger? I mean, what even sparked them to want to travel, like that, and then go from one end of the country to the other?
right. My parents, as young people, did not travel, but somehow they developed a tremendous love of travel. I think my dad and my mom really just wanted to see the country. And once they saw the country, they then started traveling around the world. My dad used to work for Reynolds Aluminum here in Richmond, Virginia, and they had a union that helped them develop a tremendous vacation program where you would get 10 weeks of vacation every 3 or 4 years, I believe. So with that much time off, they had the time and a desire to travel. So I remember when I was younger, I think I was 17 or 18 years old, they took off and went to Europe for 5 weeks and had an opportunity to see a number of different countries. And back then you didn't have a cell phone, you didn't have all this
Right.
technology, but they had this little camera device that would let them take little slides and put them in a sliding projector thing. And they took all of these pictures of Rome and Italy and France and different places. So, and came back, and when they shared it with the family, again, that just reemphasized you getting out in the world and sharing. So I have to attribute all of that to my parents. How they developed that love of travel is everyone in my family, everyone in the James family loved traveling. My aunts and uncles, they all traveled together as a group to different locations, the Caribbean, Europe. They went to Hawaii a number of times. My mom and dad cruised to Alaska several times. So they have had an opportunity to really get out there and see what the world is made of and the experiences that are out there. And they shared that with us. And that desire to travel and see the world has not diminished whatsoever. As a matter of fact, being with Tillie, it's only grown, multiplied many times over. The want and desire to get out and see the world.
That is so beautiful. Oh my goodness. I just love your story. The journey is just so beautiful, and going all the way back to your parents. And that's, again, I use the word beautiful, in how they were also intentional about what they deposited, into you guys. Their love and their desire for travel.
Right.
Um,
My parents
they,
really were adamant about instilling values like that.
mm,
My dad passed away a number of years ago, but my mom is still alive. She's 90. She'll be 91 in January.
wow,
And
awesome.
she doesn't travel anymore, but she still talks about her experiences when she traveled. And
Yeah.
she understands how important it is to relay that information to the grandchildren. And my
Mhm,
mother's a great grandmother now. Even with the little ones, she talk about those experiences.
mhm,
I think it's so important to share that with family and friends,
mhm,
to let them know that if you work every day of your life and you take care of family every day of your life, it's important, very important, to get away
mhm.
and experience other parts of the world with family and friends. And they've always done that.
Beautiful, beautiful. Love it, love it. And it's a perfect segue into Tillie James Travel, and your professional title is
We're travel advisors, luxury travel advisors.
Luxury Travel Advisors. Can you tell me about at least one trip, your favorite trip, the best trip that you've ever been on
Wow.
and all your traveling?
I, well, I love, there are a couple. I love Bermuda. Bermuda is a beautiful, beautiful island. So we've been there 2 times, I believe, twice. But we went on this Capital Jazz cruise out of Baltimore. And this is several years ago, maybe 15 years ago. And the ship was beautiful. We had a fun time on the ship. There was entertainment from the moment we stepped onto the ship until the time we came back home. But Bermuda is a beautiful, serene, clean island. So we were able to go there and just enjoy the culture. And Joseph and I got on a bus, a local bus, because
Just
we wanted to just see where people lived, and we had no clue. We just knew it was going to take us to the capital of Hamilton. So we got on the local bus and just rode all the way to Hamilton and
right.
came back. That was fun. And another trip I really, really enjoyed was Hawaii. We went to Hawaii over 20 some odd years ago, now almost 30. And we took our children with us. My best friend lives on the island of Maui. And so we went over there to visit her, and we had fun with her parents and grandparents and just the family. So now we feel like we're part of their family. And we plan to go back in a couple of years. Well, we had said it was going to be this year, but everything changed. We had to cancel that trip, but we still plan to go to Hawaii. So Hawaii was gorgeous, and we didn't see all of the islands. So we plan to go back and see at least 3 more of the islands in Hawaii. So enjoyed my trip to Hawaii and Bermuda.
Yeah,
Awesome.
we mentioned that earlier. Tillie mentioned we took the kids, and that's one of the trips that we took the kids on. I think my daughter was 12
12 or
to 12, and my
13,
son was
10.
10. So
Yeah,
Chrissy was 13.
yeah.
And we wanted to make sure that they were old enough to remember the experience. And we talked to them today. They said, "Oh yeah, I can remember."
Oh,
They even remember the names of Donna's family and
all the
the cousins
children. Mhm.
and Kanoa and different kids we met when we were there. But yeah, that experience was wonderful. We had an opportunity to really, and Tilly mentioned this earlier, when you go somewhere, you want to, if not be a local, act like a local.
Yeah,
Don't act like a tourist. Wow, I'm here. I'm a tourist.
right.
No, we like to act like we belong.
Belong. Yeah, we
Like we
belong.
Okay.
belong.
Yeah.
So when we went to Hawaii, we did that. And she mentioned Bermuda. Not so much in Bermuda, but we did get out. Well, yeah, we got on the bus and we rode around the island like in local, you know, that's how the local local population travel in Bermuda. They use a bus. And,
Okay.
they do a lot of traveling like that around the island on a bus, and we did that.
Oh, and Sonia, I love Jamaica too. I should mention that. Jamaica is a very, I don't know, I felt like I was with people I've known all my life. They made you feel so welcome. And we got on a little shuttle and went into the town. So I just love doing that, just trying to find areas that, like Joe said, locals go to. So I enjoy Jamaica too. I love Jamaica.
Right. And Tillie mentioned, she said Hawaii, Jamaica, and Bermuda. To be quite honest, it's hard to really nail down
Yeah.
that one perfect vacation or that one perfect trip. But I would have to say that Hawaii definitely was at the top of the list. And the trip that we took last December, we traveled to Europe, and it was very different from any other travel experience that I've been on. Quite honestly, everyone in the world knows there's no country like America, like the US. So when you travel away from the US, you take certain perspectives with you.
Mm.
Quite honestly, um, Europe is a beautiful place to go to. We went to Germany, Austria, Croatia, and some other places. And things are different there. It seems as if, for instance, take Germany on the Autobahn.
Mhm.
You know, the road systems are very specialized for high-speed traffic.
Wow.
We were in Germany and got on the Autobahn, went from Munich to another location in Germany, and they use kilometers there rather than miles per hour. So when you look down at the at the speedometer and you see that's going 140 kilometers per hour, you say, wow, seems like we're going kind of fast. You take out, well, we have iPhones, so you take out your iPhone and you find that you're traveling over 100 miles per hour. And that's not breaking the law, you know,
Oh my goodness.
You
right?
need to go fast on the Autobahn or
Right.
you'll get left behind.
I don't, well,
Wow.
they say that there's no documented high end for the speed limit on the Autobahn.
Mm.
As long as you're driving safe. You can't pass on the left. I mean, you can't pass on the right. You have to pass on the left. And you look in your rear all the time. You see someone approaching you, you have to get over. Most of the time, people drive in the right-hand lane anyway, unless they're passing someone. So that's how
Okay.
you get to go 110, 115, 120 miles per hour.
Whew.
And basically, it's very, very safe because the driving habits of the Europeans are so rigid and strict. They understand how to drive. Not like here in the US, you know, you get
Right.
in the left-hand lane,
And they
somebody's
say,
going 40 miles an hour when the speed limit is 60. So
Yes.
I noticed that that was a big difference. And also infrastructure, you know, you look at the roads and the airports and just everything was very different for me. I just really loved it. I loved the experience. I love the climate. We went in the wintertime. It just was a very special and unique experience. And I think other people, that's why we have built Tillie James Travel in the fashion that we have, because we really deep in our soul and in our spirit believe that it is incumbent upon us to figure out a way to share this experience with
Mm.
people
others.
and let them see that it isn't about Richmond, Virginia, Fredericksburg, Virginia, Washington, D.C., or Charlotte, North Carolina. Not that those places aren't beautiful and wonderful places to visit, but leave the US and go and see other parts of the world. And your
Mm.
life experience will be much richer, having known and experienced both.
Amen. I love that. Wow. Wow. That's beautiful. Definitely. Um, so with Tillie James Travel, are do you guys offer just, or I'm sorry, do you plan trips for singles or for groups
We do,
or both?
we do,
Okay.
we do both. We've got expertise in both areas. We are currently planning an individual trip. Well, it's 3 women going to Egypt
Mm,
in a couple of months. So we also plan groups as large as over 140 people. So it depends on what our clients want and what they feel that they need to do at that time with their friends or family, like Joe was talking about earlier.
Yeah, let me just add on to what Tillie was saying. When we first started our business, you're excited about being an entrepreneur. You want to try to meet the needs of everyone, and it's almost like you have a department store, but you're not going to be able to sell stereo equipment. You're not going to be able to sell tires. If you specialize in selling suits or dresses or hats, then you can't sell everything. When we
right.
started our business, we tried to be of service to everyone. But when doing that, you can't really fully provide the
Mm,
type of service that everyone deserves. So we started specializing our travel business, making sure that whatever we sat down to curate, it was going to be an experience that that particular guest deserved and would experience by making sure that we focused on the things that you just mentioned. We're luxury travel providers. Luxury is a different thing for different people. Some people like, maybe a certain hotel, or they might ask us to set up transfers for them, and they like certain types of transfers. You go to the airport, you might get on a bus and go pick up your own car, or some people say, no, I'm not interested in driving at all. I want a driver, and I want someone to meet me when I get off my airplane, and they have a little card that says Wilson's or Johnson's or McLaughlin's. I'm here to take care of you. So that's what we do now. We kind of focus on making sure that the experience that we provide to a client is what that client is asking for, looking for, and what that client deserves to get. And
amen.
that's where we are now. We've really refined and focused our niche on providing service in those areas.
Love it. I love that. Right. Look, I'm ready to go.
We are too.
I'm ready to go to be pampered. I mean, when you were calling out the names for the sign, I'm like, Lewis,
That's right, Lewis.
Oh my!
put my name up there
Look,
too.
yes, yes, it's a wonderful feeling.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow. Is there anything else that you would like to share about Tillie James Travel? Do you have, I think, well, do you have any trips coming up
Um,
now? Not for other people, but do you offer trips, through your company?
yes, sometimes we host trips. We just had one trip that we are planning to go back to Europe and have other folks experience what we just experienced last year. So we are planning that trip for 2022. We're also working with an awesome travel partner for a trip to South Africa and Tanzania and Zanzibar. So we'll be giving some um, webinars on those trips in the upcoming month of January. So we'll be sending that information out. But if anyone wants to get in contact with us, they can check out tilliejamestravel.com. They can also email us at hello@tilliejamestravel.com. And then if you want to be added to our mailing list, just send us an email and let us know. Or go onto our website and take our quiz and discover whether you love river cruising or small ship ocean cruising, and see what your results will be. You'll be surprised.
Yeah, and to follow up on what Tillie just said, we also weekly we have a newsletter or brochure, electronic brochure
Mhm.
that goes out, And I have to applaud Tillie. You know, you see the real deal right here. When we talk about Tillie James Travel, there's a reason why it's called Tillie James Travel, because all the professional expertise and knowledge is being given to our clients, to the guests. And in that weekly electronic newsletter about Tillie James Travel, there's always a destination that is discussed. We've been focusing on Italy, Europe, and recently we started talking about South Africa. I think Tillie mentioned South Africa. And every week on Fridays at 1 o'clock, that electronic newsletter is sent to all of those guests and clients who have requested that we send them information on the destination of the week. And that's what we do. Now, Tillie mentioned earlier about Tillie James Travel. If you go to www.tilliejamestravel.com, after a few seconds, you will be prompted to submit an email address where you can receive this newsletter. And we encourage people to do that. That way they can see where we're going, what we're doing, what's going on in the travel world. I think everyone is aware, and I hate to even mention it, that COVID-19 is out there in the world. But the wonderful doctors of the world are working as expeditiously as they can to vaccinate and take care of the population of the world, so that we can quickly as possible get back to that love that we have of traveling and experiencing things around the world. So I encourage everyone to be excited about the future, 2022, 2023 and beyond. 2021 might be not quite as restrictive as 2020, because people are being vaccinated today, but the travel world is going to open up. And when it does, there are going to be some wonderful experiences. There are some beautiful, outstanding, super powerful suppliers in the world that's doing everything that they possibly can to get in a position to be of service to the traveling public. And we can't wait to travel again. Me personally, I'm way past my due date. I want to.
My bags are still packed.
I want to travel.
I wish. If
if
I'm
somebody
so
said
ready.
We're ready, I go downstairs. What time is it?
Yeah,
It's
ready.
It's right. Half an hour, I'll be ready to go. Ready.
I love it. I love it. And with that excitement, yes, it is definitely time to get on out there and see the world. So we tell the viewers to start preparing now. You know, this is the time to start preparing for that trip, whether it's in 21 or 22. But now is the time.
Right. Yeah. One of the things that we do not do is, well, some people might be able to, you know, I mean, they have the means, but to say that you want to go away on one of the trips that we curate, it just doesn't happen by you calling today and then you go on, the day is Wednesday, you go on Friday or Saturday. The trips that we're talking about, it's just like a wedding. It takes time to plan it so that it can be done correctly. So we're talking about 12, 16, 18, 24 months out, the lifetime travel experience that you've always dreamed of. That's what we're talking about.
I love that.
If you can dream it, we can curate it. We can build it. We can put it together. We can have you go. You know, I mean,
and then come back with a beautiful story to tell.
That's right, without question. And then say, when can we go again? Or where else in the world can we go? And have you guys curate it, manage it, and handle it for us. We don't want anybody to have to spend hours doing the research and not getting what they deserve. We'll do that and make sure that that experience is what they've waited all their lives for.
Love it. Wow, that's beautiful. Now that sounds like a big travel hug. I mean, and just like a big hug, it says a lot without sometimes never speaking a word, I don't know about you, but I've had hugs where, you just kind of hang there and nobody says anything, but you feel this whole beautiful, transition that takes place from you to me, just saying, I love you, I thank you, miss you, all of that. And that in itself just like ignites a person and energizes a person. Um, so if you were to have that ability to give the world the biggest hug ever through Tillie James Travel or just individually, if you were able to give the world the biggest hug ever, what would it say?
Hope. There's hope. We can't wait for the world to reopen again so that others can experience some of the things that we've experienced, but there's hope. Like Joe was talking about the vaccine. So we know that we're almost there. And if we be patient, we will, oh my goodness, cannot wait for the world to reopen again, but there's hope.
Yeah. And for me, I would want to have people know that it's going to be okay. We're all experiencing one of the most traumatic years of our lives. I mentioned earlier that New Year's, we were on the Danube in Europe when January 1 of 2020 came along. It was one of the top 5 experiences of my lifetime, having to be away from the US and over there. And if I could just find somebody that needed a hug, I would squeeze them and tell them, just hold on. Light is at the end of the tunnel. Those experiences that you've waited all your life for is within reach. And don't give up on having faith and trust and understanding that this too shall pass. And what's on the other side is what you've waited all your life for.
I love it. I love it. And I love you guys. Oh my
I love you too.
This was wonderful. I thank you. I thank you for saying yes again. To this. We tried it and the technical issues or whatever, but just like, God, right? We second chances,
Yes.
right? And so I love that. And again, I just thank you for saying yes. I look forward to my trips with you. Oh, as a matter of fact, and I almost forgot that Big Hug Lady has a trip that is planned with you. We shall be going to Montego Bay in December of 2022. Yes. So I'm super excited about that. And I cannot wait to experience you guys, on that trip. I'm looking to be pampered. It's been a long time and I need it.
Yes.
You go.
And we're excited for you too, Big Hug Lady. We're so excited for you.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right. Well, I thank you so much. I wish you many blessings, and you know what? I'm gonna take it up a notch. Super duper gorgeous blessings to you, and you have a wonderful holiday. And as always, I send the biggest hug ever.
We got it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Good,
So
good.
much. Yeah, we got it.
Thank you. You guys have an awesome one. I love you, and again, you have a wonderful holiday.
Thank you.
You do
too.
the same. Have a blessed holiday. Please stay safe out there.
Thank you. You too. All
Okay.
right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.